World religions. Hinduism. This is going to be Module 3, Lesson 2 in your textbook. And our goal here is to really study what are the key beliefs of Hinduism. We're going to look at the origins of the religion, and we're going to look at some of the beliefs that shaped the ancient world and are still part of the religion to this day. Now, the map here, I think, is interesting. It shows you the majority religion in every country around the world. And in the orangish red color, you can see India, which has the overwhelming majority of Hindus in the world. 95% of the world's Hindu population lives there.
There are 700 million of us.
Oh, that's super.
Actually, Apu, it's over 1 billion now. Now, the religion traces its origins back to a group of nomads known as the Aryans that moved into the Indus River Valley. There's some debate over where this group came from. Some believe that they originated in the steppe region of present-day Russia. But what they did is reinforce a caste system that was built into the Indus River Valley, which is one of the oldest civilizations in human history.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
The caste system was an important feature. It organized society into 4 major groups. At the top were the Brahmins, or the priests. Beneath that, you had the warriors, and the rulers typically fit into this caste as well. Beneath that were traders and landowners. And then fourth at the bottom, you had the peasants, which made up the overwhelming majority of society. And these were known as the Shudras. Now, this here breaks it down again. You can see each of the levels.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
So you had really 3 tiers within this 4-level system. You had the Brahmin at the top, which included the priests and scholars, and then very closely related, you had both the rulers and the warriors. Level 3 included merchants, traders, and farmers who typically were landowners. And then at the bottom, you had the Shudras. Consists of peasants who were bound to the land itself. They weren't allowed to move freely of their own volition. Outcasts were people who lived outside of this caste system. So the Shudras were at the bottom, but if you weren't even part of this caste system, you had an even tougher lot, because your caste determined your role in society. It determined the job you had. It could determine who you could marry, who you could eat with. Unclean were people who lived outside of the caste system. These people became known as the untouchables. Typically, you became an untouchable because of your profession. Jobs like being a butcher or sanitation worker were seen as unclean. In Hinduism, one of the things that makes it challenging is that there's not a single authoritative text. There's sacred literature, the Vedas, which is made up of prayers, rituals, and hymns to the gods. There's also the Upanishads, which are based on the Vedas, which take on the form of a conversation between a teacher and student. Now, Hinduism is different from Western religions in a number of ways. Hindus see religion as a means of liberating the soul from the disappointments, the illusions of the everyday reality that we perceive on a daily basis. Daily life in ancient India saw extended families living together. So more than just the nuclear family of mom, dad, and children would be living in the home. It was a patriarchal society. Oldest man was the main authority. Only men could inherit property. This graph here shows that even to this day, this ancient tradition still holds a lot of weight in current Indian society. Marriages were arranged, and that still does happen in India to this day. Girls were supported by their family until they are married. The family had to pay a dowry to the man she married. A dowry was stuff that was basically to pay in case the husband died and could no longer provide. Fire is a really important part of Hindu rituals. The suti was the idea that the wife was required to throw herself on her husband's burning funeral pyre. If she did not, then she was disgraced. There's a lot of debate about how much this was actually practiced in ancient India, but as we've been talking about, within Hinduism, there is a belief that destruction can lead to creation. And so fire is a part of marriage rituals, as you see there. Karma is a term that you may have heard, but probably have misused if you are familiar with it. The idea is that every action has an equal reaction. However, the thing that we get wrong typically is that this operates across lifetimes. So,
I'm selling only the concept of karmic realignment.
You can't sell that. Karma can only be portioned out by the cosmos.
He's got me there.
now the idea of karma is very much tied up in the idea of reincarnation. This is the idea that an individual's soul is reborn in a different form after death. What determines what you come back as is the karma that you accrued in the previous lifetime. Karma status is affected by your previous actions. So this is where you get your comeuppance or reward based on how you live. The caste system, therefore, is justified by reincarnation because the reason why these people had the privileges they do now is because of what they did in a previous lifetime.
You got me, but I shall be reincarnated. Ha ha! You can't kill a Hindu!
That brings us to the one last concept that we need to talk about, and that's dharma. Dharma is a carefree individual who moves in with a straight, uptight person. Now, actually, Dharma is the power that maintains society. It requires people to do their duty. So, the way you can kind of think about this is that you need to follow Dharma to earn good karma. The proper way someone should lead their life. And so, Hinduism attempts to lay this out, but there's a lot of debate about this because um, Hindus point to different Vedas and Upanishads to try to determine what the best course of action is. And as we've been hopefully getting across, Hinduism is a very flexible, adaptable religion.